So guys, we are now a little over a week away from the launch of Destiny Rising. So I'm back again with another Destiny Rising focused video today, going over the main differences between Destiny 2 and Destiny Rising, as I feel that a lot of people are just going to see Destiny in the title of the game and immediately go to certain assumptions that they have based off of the other two games in the series. So I wanted to just go over the main differences between these two games so that you can go into Destiny Rising with a clear head and knowing what the differences actually are and not go in with any preconceived notions about the game. First things first, this game is going to be completely free, 100% free to play. You can play this game 100% free, you don't need to spend any money at all if you do not want to. This is vastly different from Destiny 2, as even though Destiny 2 is technically a free-to-play title, nobody plays it free-to-play, as different expansions lock content behind those different expansion paywalls, meaning that as a current player, I seriously do not know what is free to play and what isn't, and most people end up buying the most recent expansion anyway, and eventually some of the older expansions once they go on sale, just so that they have all of the available content. But inside of Destiny Rising, you're not going to have to do that. Every type of playable content, be it raids, story, PvP, any other game modes or events that they add in the future, is going to be completely free to play. The only paid systems within the game is that behind the Gacha system, which is just mainly to unlock different characters, but then there's also battle passes and other ways of acquiring, I believe, weapons from different packs you can purchase as well. So there are a lot of ways that you can spend money in this game, but they do not lock any real playable content behind them other than characters, which we'll get into right now. Moving over to the second biggest difference between Destiny 2 and Destiny Rising, obviously Destiny 2 does have purchasable expansions and stuff, but it doesn't have straight up gambling, which is what Destiny Rising has with its gacha systems. For those who don't know what a gacha game is, think of something like Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, or Zenless Zone Zero. Basically, you'll be earning a rare currency in-game through doing quests or progressing through the story, and this currency can then be spent on the banner system or the draw system, whatever you want to call it, to then have a chance of acquiring certain characters. Now in Destiny Rising and other gacha games, you can either grind out this currency through just general gameplay, which is what most people do, but once you get later into the end game, those resources are going to be a lot more limited, or you can do what whales do in these games, and that is spend all of their real life money to then get that actual in-game currency instead of actually working for it in the game. And then they can spend their real life money on these pools to then get those higher rarity characters. Now most people are going to be doing this for rarity 5 characters, or 5-star characters as they're called, and those 5-star characters are just going to be flat out better than your 4 stars, which you can earn from events sometimes, or even get for free from just playing through the main story of the game. Now I believe in Destiny Rising you can get Ikora and Kaba for free, just from playing through the story, but if you want to make them stronger, you're going to need to go through the gacha system themselves to then get duplicate versions of those two characters to then go through their unique skill tree, which requires you to obtain the character multiple times. For 5-star characters, you're just going to need to get them through the pulling system or through some events that they may do on anniversary dates where they give out free characters, but that is very, very rare for gacha games to actually do, so do not expect that. I do know though that they are doing a kind of intro event to the game where if you pull a certain amount you are able to select one of the standard banner characters, which is a nice thing, but that isn't really the norm for most gacha games. And this is really the only biggest monetization hurdle within this game currently. The gacha system seems to be a core feature within the game, so there's no real getting around it. But you do not need to spend money to obtain characters, as I have played gacha games before, have spent zero money, and from just playing the game and doing the quests and enjoying my time with it, I've earned enough currency in order to get most of the characters that I have wanted. Also, I have a little bit of luck on my side as well, which does help out a lot. And on the note of weapons, it does seem that weapons are not tied to the gacha system itself and are instead earned through just gameplay, but also from different battle pass rewards and other straight up purchases. So these aren't going to be gambled as much. It's more going to be like a direct purchase where you see that a weapon comes from a battle pass and then you can purchase that battle pass to then earn that weapon, or you can just purchase a weapon right out the gate from just a purchasable pack that it comes in with maybe like some other currencies or cosmetic items. We'll probably learn more about that when the game actually releases, but for right now that's all I remember from looking at past alpha and beta gameplay. Now let's talk more features that this game has compared to Destiny 2. Right now, Destiny 2 is mainly a looter-shooter game, with nothing really stretching outside of that looter-shooter loop. You're a first-person character, you shoot stuff, and you get loot from that. That's the main feature within Destiny 2, and that's where most of the gameplay resides. Whereas in Destiny Rising, they're adding a lot more features outside of just the normal looting and shooting. For example, SRL, for those who don't know what that is, that stands for Sparrow Racing League, which is, as the name states, sparrow racing, where you can race on your sparrow against other players. No looting, no shooting at all. It's just a fun little game mode for you to go and enjoy in the downtime between your general Destiny experience. Alongside that, Destiny Rising is also introducing a brand new to the series card game that the Drifter is actually running, which is really cool. So if you want to experience a Destiny themed card game within an actual Destiny game, this is going to be the first time that you can do that. And it does seem like a pretty in-depth card game from what I've seen gameplay wise. I don't really have any gameplay here to show, but I believe Datto has a video where he goes over some of it, and there might even be guides to this card game as well from people who actually played the alpha and the closed beta. And finally, one of the biggest features is, of course, housing. Now, I believe this is limited to just clan housing at the moment and not personal character housing. So you're going to have to share this housing space with other people in your clan, but that then means that you're going to be able to just more freely customize the space with a lot of other people working together to make the space just look really cool. Now, housing is probably the biggest feature that a lot of people have been wanting in Destiny for ages, and the fact that Destiny Rising has it is probably one of the biggest incentives for people to actually try this game out. Now, alongside all of this, one of the major changes is, of course, to the story. Obviously, Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 has been a connected story pretty much for the last 10 years, and when people see Destiny Rising, many people are going to be wondering if the stories are connected in any way. Well, I'm happy to confirm that Destiny Rising's story is not connected to the events of Destiny 1 or Destiny 2 in any way, other than some familiar characters that you might run into, like Ikora Rey and the Drifter that you'll meet early on in your Destiny Rising experience. Other characters might get added in the future, like Lord Saladin. I believe he's seen in some of the trailer footage, and they might even add characters like Cade 6 as well as Zavala into the game later on. And you'll also run into familiar characters from the lore, as in other Iron Lords, like Radagast is prominent within the beginning of the game, and you might even run into other characters that we haven't even seen within Destiny itself yet, but are very prominent within the lore. Maybe some Dredgen figures would be very cool to see. But character-wise, that's the only thing that really connects the Destiny story to Destiny Rising. Everything else is completely unique, like the brand new social space Haven, how your subclasses work with their different relics, I believe they're called, which is what characters use to focus their powers into. And then you also have the giant mechs, which are seen throughout the different cutscenes within the game, and seem to be probably the biggest new addition with this game. And for the final biggest change, I have to talk about the characters themselves, and them not really having any real customization compared to what you can in Destiny 2. So when you make a Destiny 2 character, you have full creative control over what they look like and what abilities they have access to an extent. Inside of Destiny Rising, though, this is where the gacha system takes full effect, and there is no real character customization, because they are all just preset characters with preset weapon loadouts and abilities. What that means is if you see a character that you like, sadly they're going to have only 2 weapons available for them. What that actually looks like, for example, is if you like the Gwen character, who recently just got a brand new trailer focused around them, they can only use shotguns and dual-wield sidearms. So if you like the character but don't like their weapon options, sadly you cannot change anything about that. Same goes for their main abilities. Gwen's main ability is of course using her scythe, which looks really cool, but you sadly cannot change anything about that at all. Now, there's obviously a class tree for Gwen that can upgrade her abilities in unique ways and maybe unlock new ones, but other than her using her scythe and her shotgun and dual sidearms, you cannot change anything about Gwen. Now, obviously there are skins in the game, so you can change the way Gwen looks if you're not a fan of the gothic look, but many of the skins are still going to be focused around Gwen's base design and will just tweak them in certain ways. This goes for every other character in the game. Ikora is once again also a Void Warlock similar to Gwen, but she has a completely different weapon loadout and set of abilities. So even though a character might have the same element or same class look as compared to Destiny 2, their weapons and abilities will be completely unique. So where Gwen has a scythe for her Void Super, Ikora has the iconic Nova Bomb, and you can be assured that other fan favorite abilities like Golden Gun, Flaming Hammer's Titan, Thunder Crush all that will be added into separate characters eventually within the game, and you will need to pull for those characters if you want to use these new abilities and their unique weapon loadout choices. And that, I believe, is everything for the biggest differences between Destiny 2 and Destiny Rising. I really hope that this was able to clear up some of the confusion about this game. We're getting super close now to the game's launch, and I hope that the devs actually end up releasing some more info related to the game. They seem to be dropping these character videos, which do look really cool, and I've probably been playing the Gwen one over and over in this video, but we'll probably get more of those as the days go on before the launch of Rising. With that all said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, because it's free to do and helps me out here a ton. And we're also getting super close now to 2,000 subs, so if we could hit that goal, that would be amazing. With that all said though, once again, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.